Yo, what is good? What is good? What is good, beautiful folk? Cause you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. Probably about to trigger and piss somebody off, but it's okay. Welcome back to the Dr. Mike TV channel. Hope you guys are blessed and having a good one. Doc is having a fantastic day. So, without further ado, I'm not gonna waste too much time with the formalities, but you know how to get in touch with your boy and ask the questions that need to be asked the most. And one question that was asked to me today that I thought was beyond interesting was, Doc, who, in your personal opinion, do you think has it worse off in the Philippines? And, I had to go through and really get to the root part of the question in reference to what do you mean by worse off? And he was like, who do you think has it the worst in the Philippines, in reference to a bunch of different topics? And today I'm going to share you my answer. But before we get into it, guys, y'all make sure y'all get the like, subscribe. You know the rules and everything that goes with the channel and all the rules that apply. All right. So I'm not going to waste any time with this one. I'm going to try to get through this one relatively easily without wasting too much time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know the truth, my personal opinion, the group of individuals in reference to black and white that have it the worst, men, of the black and white foreign men, of course, that has it the worst in the Philippines is the white guys. All right. Just going to keep it real with you guys. The white guys. Y'all got it the worst in the Philippines. I think I made note in reference to this in a prior video or a prior live stream many moons ago. But I do believe that white guys have it the worst in the Philippines. Based on the good doc statistics, no facts, just opinion only, white guys are more likely to get kidnapped. Based on stats, docs stats only, white guys are more likely to be used for their financial means. Based on stats, based on the good docs facts, y'all are probably going to be the one to click off this video first before anybody else. But if you've come to the channel to hear honesty and the truth about life in the Philippines as a foreigner, black or white, you've come to the right place, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. I think you white guys got it 10 times worse than us black guys. Now, let's talk about it from the first point. Being kidnapped. Okay. They like y'all more than they like us. And I do believe there's a high probability that they will take you before they take us. All right. I'm not saying that black people don't get kidnapped. I'm just saying that they'll probably get more money for you than they will us. So likely they're going to come for you before they come for us. That's just the truth. Okay. That's the image around the world. I mean, I don't think that that's something that should become a shocker or anything. It's just how I feel. And I don't want anybody to get uncomfortable and feel like, oh my God, if I'm a white guy and I travel to the Philippines, they're going to kidnap me. Nah, it's not the case. I'm just saying that if you have to ask between the black guy and the white guy who they are most likely to take, I'm going to say probably a higher percentage more than not, they going to take your ass before they take me. Okay, just going to be honest. And, you can list a whole bunch of situations where that has happened in the Philippines, where you've heard stories about foreigners that have been taken, not necessarily just white Americans or, anybody from any particular country, but most of the time, the people they take, they don't look like me. Okay, they just don't look like me. Honestly, I don't think they feel like they're going to get enough money from me. I'm sorry. My people can't pay up. We broke. Walang pera. I don't have no money. So I'm just honestly going to tell you the truth. I think that they will go for y'all before they go for us. Whether you have the money or not, history has shown that the Caucasian brethren will likely have that, I'm not going to say a problem because that's not fair, but you'll likely deal with that situation before I will. Okay. Now let's get into the financial standpoint. Just a quick broad stroke, guys. Let's not get too in depth with it, but we can if we need to. But in reference to the money, the moolah, the pera, I think that Filipinos, in my opinion only, the ones that are a little bit hungry for the money, are likely to look at the white guy first before they look at us, in reference to the stability and all of that stuff. And that's okay, gentlemen. It's okay. It's fine. It is okay. You have to be able to accept what is particularly true in reference to topics of conversation like this. Guys, let's not sit there and fucking play like we're newbies to this. Let's not act like this is elementary school, guys. Let's be real with ourselves. I told you, if you want honesty, I'm going to give it to you right now. They will look at the white guy and say the white guy is more stable than the black man. Overall, it's just whatever it is. Now, all my brothers, if you come in the chat with that trigger shit, I'm gonna have to shut you down, because if you have that thought, oh man, I got money, man, money ain't a thing, bro, I got it. Yo, they just jealous of this. No. And for my gentlemen who will be like, oh, well, if you're a foreigner and you've traveled to the Philippines, of course they're gonna think you have money. How else are you able to spend thousands of dollars on a plane trip and come to the Philippines? First of all, like I told you, whether you believe it or not, before I speak and probably before you speak, they'll probably think you're from Africa before they think you're from America or from any other part of the world. And I'm just saying this through experience. I've been constantly associated with my fellow African brethren. Not saying there's a problem with it at all, but I've definitely had to come out and tell them, yeah, African American, Black American, so that they know that I am a U.S. citizen with a U.S. passport. I don't necessarily have to break it out and show them, but I have to reiterate to them, I am from the United States of America. I've had to do that on quite a few occasions. It's not all of them, but for the most part, I've had to tell them that. But before, like I said, going back to what I said, before I even mention anything, before I even say anything, before they see how I articulate and use communicative words or communicate with them with this perfect English that I've basically mastered throughout the many, many years I've been on Earth, they'll probably think I'm from Africa before they think I'm from America. So if you look at the fact that a flight from Africa to the Philippines is a little bit closer, likely a whole lot cheaper, chances are that whole, well, you were able to come to the Philippines and pay thousands of dollars for a ticket kind of goes out the window, because a ticket from Africa to the Philippines is not that expensive. You feel me? Because I think they're a little bit closer in nature than traveling from the United States. At least I'm saying the United States, probably not your particular home country is closer, but at least from the United States, it's probably a whole lot closer the Philippines is a whole lot closer to Africa than it is to the United States. So you can expect plane tickets not to be as expensive. Again, it is what it is. I've come to terms with a lot of things as a foreigner living in the Philippines, being a Black American living in the Philippines, and that's one of them. I'm not hard pressed. I'm not hard up. I would rather a Filipino think I'm broke, because I am, before they think that I'm rich. And it's interesting because I've noticed that the majority of them think that the white guys are rich. I'm not saying that the white guys don't have money. I'm pretty sure that they do. Everybody got money. It just depends on what scale you got the money. So they would probably think of the white guy as the rich man before they think of the black man as the rich man. So because of that particular nature, granted, you can always say no when they ask for money. You can always, decline and do all of the other shit. They're likely going to come for you and probably hit up the white man before they fuck with the black dude in reference to a financial come up. All right. So my gentlemen, my Caucasian brethren, you go to the Philippines, please protect yourself at all times. They will probably try to get a baby out of you. The mean ones, the bad ones, guys, the bad ones. Not the good ones, but there are quite a few bad ones. Not more than good, but, enough bad ones to fuck it up for everybody. That will probably try to get you for something. Which is why you should never be so quick to accept the WAP. And if you don't know what the WAP is, you need to Google it. WAP. Don't be so quick to go for the WAP when they throw it at you, because you never know for what reason they're throwing it at you. Do they like you? Maybe. Do they all like money? Probably. Do they all believe in stability? Yes. And that's just the nature of women. Stability is something that all women look for. A man that can provide. I'm pretty sure that's what all women look for. I might have said things about, just having the foreign babies and stuff like that. But again, although that's a separate situation, it all does come together in the end, in my personal opinion. But I think my Caucasian brethren have it a little bit hard off, worse off than my fellow African American, Black American brethren, even my African brethren. And it's okay. I would rather a Filipino look at me as broke, like I said, before they look at me as rich. Because at least it's more realistic on the broke end than it is the rich end. And I think over time, like the stereotypes and stuff like that have possibly changed in the country. But overall, I'm talking about we broad stroking the hell out of this bitch today. I'm not picking and choosing, because a lot of you guys don't want to pick and choose. Well, I've been with a girl that believes this, or I've been with a girl that believes that. I'm not talking about specificity. I'm not talking about the specific nature of what you may have heard from a specific young lady. I'm talking about generally overall. My Caucasian brethren are likely to get taken before they take us, and likely to be looked at from the financial aspect and to come up before they try to hit us up with that. I'm not saying that they won't try that with us. I'm not even saying they won't try to take us. I just can't remember any time, and maybe you guys can find an article on it. I'm just too damn lazy to search, but I can't honestly come up with an article where I've heard of a black guy being kidnapped in the Philippines. Unless he was doing business or something, outside of like business, like just a traveler or something like that. You don't hear about black people being taken. I'm not, I keep saying I'm not saying it to be funny, but it is kind of funny, man. It's like they look at us like, nah, I don't think we're gonna get too much for Leroy. We need to go for Joe. I don't think Leroy gonna get too much. We ain't gonna fetch too much for Leroy. We need to go for Joe. Yeah, hey Joe. Remember that one. And although I told you I was going to be honest in this video, and I hope that you accept the honesty in the way that I present it. I understand this might trigger the fuck out of somebody. I just have gotten to the point where I no longer care. And a good doc that doesn't care is very dangerous, okay? Because you never know what I'm going to say. But at least you know it's going to come from a good place. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to come from a solid place. You know that. It's going to come from a real place. And we're always speaking from experience. We're always speaking from things that we've seen in the country. I mean, you could go on any news site and type in number of foreigners that have been kidnapped in the Philippines. Pretty sure you're going to find a list somewhere on Google. And you'll probably see not, if any, too many black people on that list, period. So you guys do have to protect yourself just a little bit more, I guess. The best way for me to put it. I don't want you guys, like I said, back to what I was saying earlier. I don't want you guys to come to the Philippines and be all scared of shit like somebody really gonna try to take you. It's not really that serious. You just have to make sure that you put yourselves in, the more heavier populated areas. I'm not saying that you got to stay in the city, but be very conscientious about the provincial areas you choose to live in. I'm not saying that you can't live a good life in, these provincial areas. I just think you got to be careful in the places in which you choose, because by not being careful, you expose yourself to some people that you may not want to expose yourself to, okay? So I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're not too mad at me, but if you are, it's okay. There's a dislike button that you can click, okay? It's there specifically for you trigger happy individuals. It's there for you. So embrace it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, embrace the fate that the Philippines has bestowed upon you, okay? Be happy, man. Be chill, man. Ain't nobody gonna care. It's just an opinion. It's one black guy's opinion. Psst. Suck it up, buttercup. Anyways, Doc is officially out. At least nako paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Bye-bye. Peace.